Josh Makes Games. So I decided to participate in a game jam over the summer, and after some brainstorming, because I did a couple of good days of brainstorming exactly how I wanted my game for this jam to be, I decided that I wanted the player to play as some sort of potion maker or poison extractor or something. Basically, I want the player to have a list of ingredients, and then they can take those ingredients to craft different poisons and whatnot. The first thing I wanted to do with Unity is actually get a pickup system working where the player can pick up the ingredients and move them around within screen space. I did a pretty good job with that. I'm happy with how that worked. Initially, I had it so that when the player picked up an object, it would kind of drag it along with it, and so the quicker the mouse moved, the slower it would move. It's kind of weird. I didn't really like how it turned out, so I just made it so the player picks up an object and it immediately moves towards the mouse. And once I had an actual system of the player actually being able to pick up stuff, that was when I wanted to implement ingredients being able to be mixed in a cauldron. Now, before I went and got a huge list of different plants and ingredients that I wanted to have within the game, I wanted to actually make combining it work first within the code and within the engine. This was a whole process of brainstorming how I even do this. The way I started with this was with colors. It was much easier to combine two different colors and make a new color than actually ingredients creating potions and poisons. So what I ended up doing was I had a couple blocks with different colors, and I made a cauldron script. And whenever these colors interacted with the cauldron, you put 2 in, it says, hey, I have two different colors. I'm going to spit out a new color. Basically, the cauldron has a list of ingredients, and every time 2 ingredients is added, it is going to check its recipes. And if a recipe matches, if it has 2 colors that match that recipe, we have a new ingredient. The mortar and pestle and distiller work in very similar ways, but the mortar and pestle looks for only 1 ingredient and it waits for the player to click on it, and then it'll grind it into a dust. And then the distiller looks for specific ingredients, and then if it's put in the distiller and it can be distilled, it'll shoot out the next ingredient. Once I had all 3 tools done, it was time to actually start making the recipes. It was a little bit of a tedious process because I have to go through my game design document and go, okay, here's the ingredient. Now I have to go through and code it out within each tool. It's just basically putting in recipes and then making sure the recipes work within the code. Once I had all that together, I had basically a functioning way for the player to collect ingredients and then go throughout the tools they have to make potions and poisons, and then combine poisons with ingredients to make different poisons. It's pretty neat. I'm very happy with the results so far, and I'm excited to see where I can go with this. Finally, the last thing I've worked on so far is a system for actually making orders. So basically, I want a system where the player is given an order. Someone in the city needs a specific potion or poison, and it's your job to make that for them. The player right now has an order rack that they can click on. It slides out. There's going to be 3 different orders that the player can pick from. It has some subtext of why they need it, and once the player reads the order, they'll be like, oh, they're looking for this, and they make it, and then I don't know how the player's going to submit it. I haven't gotten there yet. I don't know. I haven't figured it out yet, and that's about it. I have some plans. I want to finish the order system. I have to actually figure out how we're going to have the player submit an order. Once I have some art done, I think I'm going to throw up some menus and have it as a playable demo to get some feedback, and then go from there.